created by a social media star. That man, Jake Paul, has 8.5 million followers on YouTube.
Neighbors say that he was filming dangerous stunts and he putting people in danger. Chris Wolf is live in West Hollywood tonight with a story you will see only here on Fox. Chris?
Rick and MB, he is a social media megastar. His name is Jake Paul. As you know, he has been a guest on the KTLA 5 morning show, but tonight...
I want to discuss a common trope within big creators. Money, but most importantly what you do with it. You can keep it humbly, show it off, or give it away, but at the end of the day, it all resides to two categories, the humble and the arrogant. I know how I title this video, the humble versus the arrogant, but this isn't a battle, because everyone knows the humble will win. But more specifically, this is an analysis on the large crap stain and the cleaners who have to cover it up with their own resources. What I mean by that is when the arrogant act arrogant, the good have to look good, and that makes all these moneymakers look better, including the arrogant. I mean, of course the humble will do this on purpose, but it gives a little bit of traction to the arrogant. Like I said, I don't care what you do with your money, but there's better ways to show that you have money rather than flexing it every chance you get. Now, I'm not saying to give your money away like Mr. Beast does, but you can just keep it to yourself humbly because nobody wants to know how many Lambos you can buy. How about you do a challenge like how many charities that you can donate to in a day? That'll work out better, 1, because it's more productive, and 2, because it helps people. Like I said, you're not obligated to help, but when you have benefits in a platform to spread positivity, then why do you say they're not help the ones who can't spread positivity or don't have it in their lives? I don't have the answer to that question because these guys are arrogant fools who are scumbags, but you want to know who does have the answer? These guys here, because they actually spread positivity, and they're actually humble about what they do.
It started with the hay, lost a creaking, well it just started in the hay.
Now, there's a multitude of goods, but I'm going to be talking about the objective bettors. Mr. Beast is the trope I've been showing in this entire video, and he's the primary bettor. He does charitable things with a reward of more money to do more charitable things. This, as opposed to the arrogant ones, is completely different. Speaking of Mr. Beast, a guy named Lil May made a documentary on Mr. Beast, and you should check it out. And also help him get to 1K subs because he's really close. But all that aside, Mr. Beast uses his fortune for the less fortunate. I can't even say this is humble at this point. This is just helpfulness in multiple different languages. The underlying good will always have more publicity than the underlying bad. But this can't deter from the fact that there will always be a dynamic shift between the two. And what do I mean by dynamic shift? By dynamic shift, I mean that just because the underlying good has more publicity doesn't mean that they always keep the high ground. I'm making this video, I'm at 186 subs, so tomorrow I could be at 1,000 views and subs. To avoid this point, this imbalance of publicity battle that's always shifting just shows that good doesn't always mean that you get benefits of viewership. Obviously, you have a lot more benefits, but most shared parties are always at a constant tug-of-war. And this is merely determined by media and how much media coverage they get. When two of these parties are on a hot topic in media, they will have more publicity for just a short time for obvious reasons. Media is a determining factor for everything nowadays. If anyone ever knows the correlation between drama and egos and money? The more money, the more chance of drama. The higher your ego also increases that factor. I realize that humble ones only really fall victim to cancel culture, but the arrogant ones fall victim to drama. In fact, the people they generally hang around feel with drama, and this correlation is kind of obvious, but it shows how dissatisfaction isn't really the reason why people hate each other, rather it's just greed and money. To conclude, these two major pieces in the YouTube community show just the differentiating things within the community and how money can be the root of all evil or the root of all good. But I know this video is short, and all that aside, I just want to say I have two pretty big announcements. I have a podcast coming tomorrow, and the first episode will be airing on my channel, live, and also will be posted, I believe, on the other channels. I don't know yet. And here's a little teaser of the banner. That's not done, but it should be done by tomorrow by the time we stream the podcast. And number 2, the second announcement is that there's actually a Discord server that I have. It will be in the description and will be in the comments. This is a pretty cool Discord server for anyone trying to join. It's just a bunch of different content creators. And if you want to join just to, promote your content and have fun, because we're doing a lot of small YouTubers in there, then join up. And with that being said, like I said, I know this video is short, and I know it's not as in-depth, but I think it was a pretty good video and fun video to make at least. With that being said, peace.